we've made a switch. One Joseph left. Another Joseph is here with us. Joseph Atawe joins us now. Joseph, let me welcome you and also allow you to lend your voice. It's not a debate, but the matter, the big one, Nigeria, South Africa.
Good evening, Yemi. It feels great, anytime to be on this platform, and I appreciate. But I think looking at that game, I've heard so much positive from the Super Eagles camp. We've listened to sport pundits, the Super Eagles all the way, but we must be careful. You look at the South Africans, they've got nothing to lose. The last time they defeated the Super Eagles of Nigeria, though not a competitive game, the same man in position, talking about Baxter, was the coach at that point in time. He had a short stint, yes, 2004, 2005, so they've got so much working for them. From the start, when they started selecting players, don't forget they have a team, Mamelodi Sundowns, that won the CAF Champions League. They injected most of their players into the national team. We understand 7 key players will be missing, but as I said, they've got nothing to lose. So they will approach this game with all force. And yes, going into the Nations Cup, we said a lot about Cameroon. Most of their key players are missing, but they went on to win. We said the same against Leicester. They went on to win the league. So what am I trying to say in a nutshell? They've got nothing to lose, so they will come all out and see if they can get the maximum 3 points against the Super Eagles. But don't forget, we'll be playing at home. And one thing we've got right now is momentum, and hopefully they sustain that. So I'm looking at the Super Eagles. We've got players with vast experience when it comes to playing both home and they win that one. So on paper, it is looking good for the Super Eagles, and we wish them all the best. But I'm saying, be careful, because the South Africans, they've got nothing to lose.
All right, so let's just leave it at that. Enough said. We've said a lot, and we'll see what happens. And like I said, we don't have to wait for too long. It's tomorrow, So we'll see what happens. But from this end, all we can do is wish the Super Eagles all the best, and hope that we do everything possible to ensure that we get to Cameroon for the next edition of the Nations Cup. Well, it's not just Nigeria in action. You have all elsewhere, all the confederations in action. But let's focus on Africa and take you through some selected fixtures, some mouth-watering fixtures on the African continent. Some matches that we should be looking out for. Nigeria, South Africa, we've talked extensively about that one. Senegal taking on Equatorial Guinea. Well, if it was the ladies' game, you'll be scared, but they're not as good as with the guys. Cameroon take on Morocco. Cameroon are host, but they're still playing in the qualifiers. You have Mali taking on Gabon. These are some of the matches, selected fixtures. You have Sierra Leone taking on Kenya, DR Congo taking on Congo Brazzaville. You have Cote d'Ivoire still reeling from that loss of one of their key players, taking on Guinea. Burkina Faso taking on Angola. These are some of the fixtures that you would see. Zambia taking on Mozambique, Guinea-Bissau taking on Namibia, Cape Verde taking on Uganda, Benin taking on Gambia. A lot of interesting fixtures, mouth-watering. Algeria taking on Togo. I think this is going to be a very, very good game. Ghana taking on Ethiopia. Zimbabwe taking on Liberia. And for me, any day, anytime, pick up the pack. Tunisia and Egypt. So let me start with Alfred. A lot of mouth-watering fixtures in that one. Tunisia, Egypt. I don't know if you agree with me, but should be pick up the pack.
It should be. For a neutral watching, it should be the pick of the pack, because perhaps 2 of the strongest sides taking part in this competition. When it comes to that North African derby, for me, my interest surely lie if I'm. Perhaps the Nigerian Football Federation and those concerned with the running of our football, the Algeria-Togo match should be of interest, because that is, we know that Algeria is in the same group with Nigeria, of course, in the World Cup qualifiers. There is a tie between Nigeria, Cameroon, Algeria when it comes to World Cup qualification. So that is one game that I will need to see. You just be looking at that game long term. You never can tell if our ticket to the World Cup will lie in maybe they take us to Clement or Rogers.
I don't know if you agree if that's the pick of the pack for you as well.
Nigeria versus the Super Bafana. I think that's a key for
Aside that,
I think I want to see Togo and also talking about their opponent at this
Algeria.
moment. Algeria, I want to see how they will fare, just as I said. I think he has said it all. The other teams that are contending with us, talking about the World Cup ticket, we must watch them closely, which is Algeria and Cameroon. Don't forget, Cameroon won the African Cup of Nations. They are the defending champions. So we want to see how they will fare after that. Some have said it was a fluke, but let's wait and see how they will fare in the next game. If they win convincingly, then we must be ready.
Okay. All right. So that's it. And we can only wish the Super Eagles all the best. And for the other games, may the best team win. That's what we're going to say.